Hey y'all, Elron here at Targus again, and today we've got Sarah MacLean's Wicked and the Wallflower. She is a New York Times best-selling author. This is book one of the Bare Knuckled Bastards series. So go out, read some books, see where they take you. Today we are going to start on, let's see what feels like a good spot. Let's go page 261, towards the end. She met his gaze, clear and beautiful, and full of something she did not quite recognize. What? Call me Devon. Her heart threatened to pound from her chest, her hand sliding up over his cheek. Devon. In response, he lowered his head to her thigh as though in worship, which was mad, of course. He was the one who deserved worship. She stroked his hair, her fingers trembling with need for him, for his kiss, yes. His touch, yes. But him, Devon, she whispered again. The name unlocked him, and he pressed a soft kiss to her thigh, and another, chasing the soft skin to her sex. Her hand still stroking his smooth, short hair. He parted her folds, opening her to his gaze, and for a moment she struggled, embarrassed by his actions, until he spoke, his breath hot and devastating against her. So beautiful. He pressed a kiss directly above her sex, inhaling deeply as though summoning strength. I shouldn't have told you. Now you own me. If only it were true, and still, Devon. He looked up her, and then his eyes all she could see. Show me what you like. She shook her head. I don't know. You will. And then he was kissing her, and she was lost. Gasping her pleasure, she pressed his tongue into her softness and made love to her with a slow, languid circles he discovered she liked so much. Felicity was undone, her hands at his head and his tongue stroked over the swollen, aching center of her, sending wave after wave of pleasure through her. Her fingers tightened, holding him against her. She moved against him, and Devon groaned, letting her use him, savoring her impossibly, as she was all he'd ever desired. At the sound, Felicity released him, embarrassed, and she lifted his head, instantly ending his pleasure, or her pleasure. No, shook her head, raising her hands. I'm sorry, I didn't. He reached for one of them, pressing a kiss at the center of her palm, and he placed it to his head. Don't ever apologize for taking what you want, love, for showing me how to give you pleasure. She closed her eyes, horrified by the words, certain that women did not do such things. Devil returned to his task, his tongue flickering just barely at the core of her, too lightly, barely there. She opened her eyes. Devon. The name came on a whine. His eyes met hers over the long expanse of her torso, and she saw the mischief in them. Please, she said, more. Well, that's going to be it for today, guys, because I don't feel like getting kicked out of here. So stay tuned. Episode 3 will be coming up at some point. We'll see how often I go shopping. Hit you later.